the Stokes with Brian and Ariana. It's about to get real, you better believe me. Just got married, trying to make it through life. See, with
faith, honesty, and respect, we'll get through anything.
Stoked to be the Stokes, yeah. Yes, we are. Stoked to be the Stokes, yeah.
Hey, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Stoked to be the Stokes with Brian Lamar Stokes.
And Ariana Stokes.
And Adrian Stokes. She's
Yes.
here, but she can't here right now. We tried to start, and she said, I need my time, I need my space, I need my food, I need my burp.
Yes.
But we're excited to be back.
We're back.
I feel super weird. I feel like we're like fraud or something. Like we left people hanging for a little bit.
No.
And I got
we
some
posted
guilt on me or
stuff here and
something.
there. I don't feel guilty at all. We
All
just
right,
a baby.
Maybe because you pushed her out and you felt everything, and I'm just like, okay, well, I've been here. I really don't have time on my hands.
Y'all, Brian's been working so hard. Yeah, the last thing you have on your hands is time.
But I just feel kind of guilty. But I really do miss, talking to you guys.
Me too. I'm excited.
Doing the podcast, YouTube videos.
We got so much to talk about now. So
getting
topics on topics on topics.
Yeah.
Yes.
So welcome us back with love. Welcome us back with repost, with listens, with comments, with suggestions and all that.
Yeah.
We do have a lot to talk about just in the beginning stages of parenthoods. Me being a first time dad, you being a first time mom.
I am.
Just things to talk about. I feel so off because it's been so long.
Oh,
but
no,
I am here. We are here. We are here together.
Yes, we're gonna jump right into this episode.
Be the Stokes.
It's fine. We're
Yeah,
gonna jump
yeah,
right
yeah.
into this episode. This episode is, well, we might change the title, but called Protection Mode On. And basically, in case we're gonna post this Friday, right?
Sure.
We're recording
I can
this
edit it that
Thursday.
quick.
So basically, we just posted for the first time Adrian Isabella, our firstborn child, on social media. And
It took about a month and 2 weeks.
A month and a half?
A month and a half? Okay.
Yeah, she's about 6 weeks now. So about a month and a half, which honestly is sooner than I expected.
Me
even.
too. I remember when I used to say, we're not going to post her for a year.
You did say that.
We're not going to post her for a year.
And he was very serious when he said that.
Yeah.
But, y'all, she is so beautiful. And there was a part of us that was like, oh, we just can't wait for people to see. And then there was another part that was like, no one needs to see.
No one needs to see.
No one needs to
Because you
know.
will never put your mouth on my daughter.
Like,
You will.
That's such an odd saying. I still don't
Well,
know what it means.
know what I mean. It's
What
just
does that mean?
don't
Like talk bad about?
Keep my name out your mouth. Yeah,
okay,
like
got it. Okay, I never completely knew, but yeah, talk bad about her, say she anything but beautiful. Me, I think I was more concerned about people either just being weird or, we've been watching a lot of Law and Order SVU, and it's just a lot of crazy people out there. A lot of perverts. People just
Law and
do
Order
odd
SVU,
things.
we've been watching You. If you watch that, your mind will really go crazy.
Right? So,
and then she keeps looking up these articles about babies and pictures and all this, and she's just like, "Oh no, I'm never doing this."
Yeah, so
it's just a lot. It's just a lot.
And to be honest, before, like when we were pregnant, we did have conversations about like, how long do you think until we post or until we share? And I was like, I think we just have to see how we feel, once she's born. And I'll be honest, I feel like I felt a lot more open than I thought I was going to be once she was born in terms of like in-person interaction. So like, for example, when we had her, we did have some people visit the hospital. I did not think that was going to happen. It was just Brian and I in the room when she was delivered. And we'll talk about our birth story, at a different time. But
we don't know what order for what, because I feel like life has just been thrown up in the air in a good way though, and you're just trying to pick up pieces like, oh, this would be a good story to tell, or this would be a good story to tell.
Okay, yeah. I just want to wait till I have the footage kind of edited for like a little bit,
Yeah, because
visual.
you're.
Yeah. No, not that, but just like all the stuff leading up and like my water, like all of that stuff. Like we got some really good footage, and I feel like it'll be good because I love watching people's birth stories and vlogs. So I want to make it, like worthwhile, like something I would enjoy without it being too intimate. But we had guests after she was born. And did you feel comfortable with that, or were you just going with how I felt?
I was so exhausted in the hospital room that I don't even think that it mattered. Though we were there, it felt like we were there for 4 days because when you gave birth, it was 2 a.m. We got there at 6 a.m. So by the time people started coming in, I'm like, I'm not even getting a real sleep.
We didn't get there at 6 a.m. We got there at
6 p.m. Sorry, and you gave birth at 2:40.
Well, we got We
got there at 6.
No, my water broke at 6:30 p.m. and we were in San Bernardino.
Oh,
we got there closer to like 9:30, 10.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, I wasn't there. We got there at 9 p.m. She gave birth at 2:40. 40. So we were up all that night and barely sleeping. The father corner in these hospital rooms are trash, and you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Ashamed. I was sleeping on the mat that we used to play on when I was in kindergarten for nap time.
Yeah, it was rough.
I said, my God, in this little corner. So with people coming, I was just grateful. They was bringing drinks. They was bringing food.
They're like,
positive energy. It was good. Bless
you. We were
you.
like, bring pupusas, bring portos, bring.
And they brought it all. Shout out to the Lizarragas. Shout out to the Quintanillas.
Yes.
Shout out to who? Oh, shout out to Dejana. She brought all the goods.
The
she brought all the
controllers
goods.
always come through. They brought us the pupusas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Dumases. They brought us the smoothies.
Yes.
That was such a good time. I felt like I was a queen.
And you remember what Dr. Duquette said? She goes, "Yep, mommy gets what she wants because she has a lot of work to do."
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, okay.
That's
But
true.
I was grateful that people came, like, to seeing that we don't have, immediate, family here. It was just great to know that we had some type of support system to just come and, like, love on us.
Yeah, and I think that's when I first started kind of feeling, like, protective because although I felt open and welcoming of, those who did come, not saying if you didn't come, it was because we didn't feel, like, open to it, but, I felt like, okay, how is the interaction going to be? Are they going to want to hold her? Are they going to want to touch her? Like, am I going to be rude? And I think quickly I had to get past the idea of being afraid of coming off rude or mean or something like that because this is our child, our one and only child. And
Correct.
so, like, it really doesn't matter. And I think everyone was very respectful, of our wishes because if you know me, when it comes to germs, I cringe. Like, certain things just... I can't even quite describe how my skin crawls. When
I can't trust. Can I tell a quick story? Whatever, just a sidebar.
Oh, okay.
I'm sick of people being nasty or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was at an establishment where I know people,
Mm-hmm.
and you in the bathroom, you use the bathroom. I just think that if you don't wash your hands regularly, if someone's in the bathroom with you, I would expect that you would wash your hands that time. Mm-hmm. This man, a guy coming there,
was he a man a guy?
He had, yeah, sure.
Okay.
He come in, he washed his hands like he washed like this, this where he held and this where he washed, and
like
then
he's
he just
pointing
walked up
to
to
his thumb and his fingertips.
I'm sorry for the people on the podcast. Thumb and fingertips and what is this?
Middle finger, which is nasty because that
just washed and that's where the water went, and then left. But go ahead. So you talk about germs.
But then you said he went out and y'all had like a buffet lunch, right?
No. Today at work was a different story. This was when we was I was around the folks. Today it was like the same issue. People just use the bathroom and then walk out. I'm like, do y'all have no shame, or is it that you think that your body is clean because you wash for the day? I'm like, we all be in the same places. We got to eat this lunch together here at work, and people picking up the spoon or picking up a cookie with your hand, and it's like your stuff on my food now, and that has to go in my mouth. Have you lost your mind?
When you're not used to washing your hands, and you just feel like your germs, like it's just your body, and you feel
that
like
has to
in
stop
general
because
you're safe. It's flu season, it's RSV season, and regardless, even if we were out of those seasons, like E. coli, people die. E. coli is how you die. Okay, like remember that. Like it's not just I'm not being paranoid. Like it's true that those organisms, it's not.
And I don't get why people don't. I don't understand why people don't care. And the people who just wash this part of the hand, just the top of your fingers and all that.
That's why I don't shake hands. I don't shake hands. I don't high five. I don't hold hands.
On the top, it's like get the whole thing, get it all together.
And that's how you know people don't wash their hands regularly. Because me, if I touch something and I don't wash my hands, it doesn't matter. The slightest thing, it's like I can literally feel the germs on it. And I won't use that part of my hand or those fingers for whatever I'm doing next. And sometimes I have to look and be like, why am I holding something and not using these 3 fingers? Oh, because this brushed up against me. Let me go wash my hands. Oh, hello. But if you don't do that, then yeah, I'm sure you can walk out and touch the food and not have a problem at all. Yeah, okay. She's kind of asleep, so y'all probably hear a lot of different noises because she's like a noisy sleeper.
Anyways, off that tangent, what were we talking about, Ariana?
Basically, we were just talking about how I wasn't sure how people were going to act when they got around her, but everyone was really
everyone
respectful.
was super respectful.
I could tell they were waiting on our cues, and most of them, were parents or they were used to being around kids, so they kind of knew that. So I'm glad. And then of course you have things like I see now how we got so many receiving cloths, and like the little blanket that you put on your shoulder, so that way when you're holding the baby, baby, they're not up against your clothes that have been outside and around. I see now why people gave us so many of those, because we have been using those up, and we're so grateful. Not to mention the ones that we got from the hospital.
Yes, they were so gracious with the towels
I'll
there.
say that we got.
They were so gracious with
Brian
all
cleared house.
With all of it. I was told from my mother-in-law, and hello, and I was told from
everyone
your bestie Ashley. And who else told me to clear? They said clear them out. Clear them out. They didn't clear them out. I cleared it out.
Yeah.
We cleared it out. They cleared them out.
And we've been making really good use of them, so it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was worth it. Okay, but basically, so everyone who came after, the delivery, I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. No one really pushed my limits when it came to touching her or anything like that. But then, of course, the next thing was people who weren't there wanted, evidence of her. So then we started getting requests for like pictures, and I think that's where I started to get really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was, actually, I'm just gonna call it out. People can get mad if they want to.
Okay.
When I was there, I won't say who. I sent pictures out, and then a family member had posted it online, and I was just like, what? I was extremely offended. And I was just like, because I just want to make the, our announcement myself. Granted, you couldn't, I mean, if you didn't know, you didn't know. But it was just like a lot. And I think that's what started like really like me guarding up everything. I'm just like, oh, like if people think that they can like do what they want, with, okay, you don't have to speak on it. It's okay.
Oh, I went away. I'm back.
I'll leave it alone. But
I had to go
that
on
was one of the
vacation.
things, because I just didn't think that would happen. Like you send stuff out, you share it, and you wait for the family to post. That's what I think. Whatever. All right, you can leave it alone. I think she's just not speaking on it because she's like, I'm not talking about any family member at all because they may watch it. But I was surprised.
No, I said I just went on vacation and now I'm back. I have to do that so that I don't get overwhelmed with emotion.
Oh.
Whatever the emotion is. Like I go away, I come back. So I'm here now.
Oh, okay.
But I heard you finish the story, and yes, that is what happened.
And then I think that's when we got a little even tighter. It's just like, okay, how do you, to people it may just seem like a picture, but to me it's just like, this is the most precious thing I have after my wife. So yeah. I don't want anybody being just like when I proposed to you, did we wait or whatever? We have this thing where we say, let's just get the joy out of this moment or every big moment that we have before we post it or put it out.
Yeah.
So usually... No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and you did say beforehand that you were not sure how much communication we wanted to have the day she was born, because you didn't want there to be any chance of anything tainting that day.
Right.
So that was another reason why we were like very protective, because we were just like, we just don't want any reason to get upset, to have to, I don't know, have any unnecessary conversations. But I mean, other than that, it was fine, and we had a conversation, and it's been resolved and all of that. So
it's been resolved.
Good.
Definitely.
But even when people who either had seen the baby already or who hadn't, family or friends, I noticed whenever someone would ask, like for a picture, I immediately would be like, why? Why do they want a picture of our baby? Like, what are they going to do with it? What's the purpose of that?
Have you ever asked anybody for a picture of their baby?
As a newborn? No, I don't think so. Because I think normally I'm just like, oh, they'll send it. If they haven't sent it, it must be because they chose not to send it. That's how I think as well.
And this was before I had a child or you were pregnant. Like, I don't think I'm asking for anybody's. When it's out, and that's when I see it.
Yeah, but different strokes for different folks, and, boundaries. I guess we're learning how to set them.
And I'm so grateful for Dree, because now boundaries are really strong. Yeah. I have a strong no in my spirit. Like when I just can't do something, or if I really just don't have the time, like the whole stretching of time thing and trying to be at two places at once and just being extremely tired. Because if you don't know, it's like I go to work and I'm like, okay, it's 7 a.m. I'm going to work. I'm off. I'm back home 7 to 5, and now 5 to 12. It's time to be a dad. Okay, and then sleep if you can, and she'll break your sleep at 3:30. Then you'll get up at 6, and then 7 again is here. Yeah. So it's like I got some strong no. She's brought a lot of boundaries. But what is this episode about? I feel like I'm just rambling.
Protection mode. No.
Oh, okay. And boundaries are about protection.
Yeah.
Boundaries are extremely important in this season, because I'm learning that, because I was trying to say yes to work. I'm saying yes to my wife. I gotta always say yes to Dree to respond to that. Say yes to the church.
Other family.
Say yes to friends, and then family. It's just like something's like gotta give just like a little bit, not a whole quit. I quit, but just something has to balance it out. Yeah. And no has been a really good thing. And then when people try to explain why you either should or whatever, because that happens a lot, because people are not used to me saying no. Because I'm the yes guy, you can always depend on him. But Yeah. Shout out to no. This, how does Sesame Street say? The letter today is in. In for no.
I don't know. What do they say today? Today's letter is in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what. Okay, I've been messaging forever. But of course, if we were gonna be protected with sending out pictures, even to family and friends, you know, like social media was completely out of the question in the beginning, and we were like, well, maybe we can post like a little something, but. And I'll be honest, because y'all know I don't play when it comes to spiritual stuff. When people start wanting to know specifics, like date, I mean, of course everyone's going to want to know her birthday, but in the moment, I was like, birthday, birth time, where was the sun, and how high was the moon? Like, I'm just like, okay.
What's her sign?
What? So,
money. The money sign.
I thought you were going to say the cross.
Oh, the cross too, but
the dollar sign?
Yeah,
so
the
she
dollar
cash
sign.
App, baby? What in the world?
Cash App. At B Stokes 5809.
But I think I was just kind of like, let me just have a minute before, you know, things start getting weird or whatever. So we didn't want to post anything. And then every time we thought maybe we were a little bit comfortable, the other one wasn't. Or we'd look at each other and be like, ooh, not yet, not yet, not yet.
And I really wanted to be settled on it though.
Yeah, we wanted
I didn't want to feel like, oh, I gave it too soon. I gave this too soon. I really just wanted to get all the joy that was in it between us and her, and then at that point release, because I just didn't want to regret about it.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of my life I just gave a lot of myself so soon, and then I just have these regrets. I'm just like, why did I do that? So I'm just like, I just want to like just keep it.
And we didn't want to do it because we felt pressured either, because some people would be like, when are we gonna see her, or do we
Ain't
get
seen
to
her
see
forever.
her face? Do we get to know her name?
Hashtag Blue Ivy. Like, where's your child? What?
And the thing was, we weren't even trying to keep the name private. I didn't realize that when we did post the picture of like our hands that we didn't post the name. We were just trying to keep the caption very simple, right? Like, yeah. And so when people were like, when do we get to know her name? I was like, oh shoot, like the name is not a secret. But at that point, we're like, well, where do we put it? So we just waited until today when we actually did like an official post.
I appreciate the way that we did it. I think that sometimes even like us to give the people a little personal, like we're always trying to like construct things to be like, okay, well, you know, we want to engage with people. Our goal is to, you know, give love, faith, and honesty to people, respect to people, and us all feel like we're one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, this ain't TV.
That's true.
You know, but at the same time, we want, you know, to connect with folks. But I appreciate that we stuck to our guns with that and that we did things how we wanted to do it. Yeah. That it wasn't about social media, though we want our social media following to grow. Sure. We want that. But it's just like, no, like hold on to it. Like let family be first. Let that be important. Yeah. And then when we're ready, we're ready.
And we appreciate y'all's patience too, because y'all weren't, you know, like, what's the word? Like disrespectfully pushy with it or anything. But we get like curiosity, and she's beautiful. And I think the only downside of not sharing early is that literally, y'all, like she changes every day. Yeah. The first day that we were in the hospital, it was like she was changing hour to hour.
Girl. This was her skin tone. I'm pointing to my teeth. White.
She was not.
She came out white. No, that's how I came out when I was more white. I said, "Wow, this is a white baby. Any more white, she would be clear. We'll be seeing through her."
When you say you were a white baby, I literally picture like albino white. If you're saying you were her
I'm going to show you the picture. No. I was whiter than her. Okay, I was white with pink lips.
Okay, yeah, because she wasn't white, y'all. She was very light.
With pink big lips. And if I can find the picture, I'll post it. But
and she looks exactly like her father. And everybody tattooed.
I don't see it.
I
don't see it. But okay.
Everyone sees it. It's the first thing I heard when she came out. All the nurses agreed. All his family agrees. It is strong. But now that she's opening her eyes more, I can see more of me. And if you see my old baby pictures, you'll see it too.
Yeah, I see you. I definitely do.
She's a good blend of us. I don't know why you don't see it. But when I took a picture of them sleeping together, and you
I saw it a little bit. I saw it together.
Sleeping faces, and they sleep with the same position. Y'all do the same thing with your arms and whatnot. It's like, that's your little mini me. You got your mini me. Even though it's not a boy, you got your mini me. Okay, so the other thing that we were very protective about, you can tell me if you felt this way, for me at least, was like trusting people with her. So like, one, trusting myself, although I really just had to go on instinct, you know, and the Lord, and trust that I was not going to do anything to really hurt her. But even like trusting you at times was difficult. Because I'm like, okay, I think I'm so used to like having her in my womb and now having her in my arms. Because in the hospital, I kept her in my arms. I didn't like her sitting in that little crib on the side of the bed. You know, I'm like, she just got here. She shouldn't be over there by herself. Bring her to me. Skin to skin.
Side note, I didn't even know that the baby slept in the room that same night. When they kept the baby there, I said, wait, she's staying here? In all the movies that I have seen, they take the baby
I thought he was joking.
And I was not. And I was
He was
not.
like, she's staying with us.
I thought, because
this
you
is
just
your
gave birth,
child.
I'd been up all day. I need to sleep. So then tomorrow we will deal, and every night that they will take her.
And I would have been right up in the nursery in one of the little isolate cribs up next to her. Y'all think y'all taking away from me.
I said, wow. But go ahead,
Wow.
finish your little story.
I too said wow. I too said wow. But yeah, and I think like even when it came to things like, okay, so we're exclusively breastfeeding, but I have like a little haka, which I'll talk about later, is amazing. I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, but it's amazing, where I can like, you know, pump to put like in a bottle. So that was what Brian was feeding. Well, yeah, that's what Brian was using to feed. And then when our parents were here also, just to have like a bonding experience of feeding her, so it wasn't just me, and so that I could rest a little bit. But even that, like, I could not sleep. I'm listening. Is she crying? Is she eating all right? Is she choking? Is she like, do you know to stand next to her up? Are you going to burp her?
6 weeks, and she
like,
won't even pump, so I could just feed her on my own. There's two
That's
little ones in the freezer, and that's it.
That's not why.
That's it. I got my first day. I had to say, Ariana, go get a massage to get her out the house so I could finally have 2 hours with her to be a dad.
Yeah, it was just very difficult.
She can't deny that.
Even when our parents were here, you know, the first time we tried to leave the house was a disaster because I think I underestimated the emotions I was going to feel. So we were supposed to go out to get some food. I left like it was no
Literally
problem.
a mile up the road.
Not even. We got to the car. I was starting to tear up. I said,
so
no,
we'll just pick this up
we
and then we'll turn around and
I was
go
crying.
back.
I said, I haven't had her away from me, outside of me, you know, in the past 10 months. Like, what? Where's my child? I gotta be with her. And then like we tried it again after my parents left. And when did we do it again? Oh, we went to the mall for the pickup thing or whatever, right? Okay, so my Sheila, Brian's mom, was there with her, and I was like, okay, we can be gone, but it can't be for more than an hour. Like I will Uber back if I must. I will not be out this house more than an hour. So you manage the time how you need to manage the time, and I'll see you in an hour, baby girl, or less. We made it back in an hour, but that was difficult too because in my mind I'm just thinking like, not that I was worried about anything, but I just wanted to be with her. It was just a very strong desire to be with her. And even if it was just sitting and watching her, and even if someone else was holding her. So that was difficult, especially the first time. And I don't think I was ready. Because even the first time, we just literally went up the road to a taco spot. And the last time we were at the taco spot, I was pregnant. And I was like, she was here with us last time. She ain't here right now. I got to get back. Like, this is too much. So I wasn't prepared for that. And, you know, my hope was that our parents did not feel offended that we came back so quickly. Because it's not like we don't trust them. Obviously, they know how to take care of a baby. But it was just like a strong feeling of attachment that was like, okay, I don't know how to manage it except to just get back by her. So that's one thing. And I don't want you to think, and this is kind of another topic, but I don't want you to think that I don't trust you.
She don't. You
it's
don't.
It's not that.
We don't.
It's not that. You do things differently than I do. And I don't want to micromanage you, but at the same time, I want you to do them how I want. I'm done.
Yeah, well, I'll start doing things how you want when you start cleaning how I want.
Okay. Sure, that's fine. But my thing is, I just want to know what you're doing and why. That's all. Like, you know, I just want to know what you're doing and why. That's all. And I agree that I was not going to fuss about anything unless I knew it to be, like, harmful. So certain things that he would do, and I'm like, okay, I can't say anything about it because he's not harming her. Like, it's not, like, for example, I didn't know that you could give baby cold milk, right? Because obviously breast milk is warm, it's my body's temperature. But if it's been in the fridge, you don't have to warm it up. I thought you did, but you don't. You just have to make sure that you swirl it so that the fat can mix back in. But everything I've read, and I read a lot just to be sure, you don't have to. So when he was doing that, I was like, and he was only doing it because we didn't want her crying excessively and getting all gassy. So if it was like in a, what do you call it? Like in a cinch, a clench. Why can't I think? Yeah, if it was like in a crunch. I'm thinking like clutch in the cinch. If it was in a crunch, he would just be like, okay, let me just give it to her. And in my mind, I'm like, why are you giving her cold milk? She ain't grown. But there's really no problem with it. So, like, I had to let go of that. And there were a number of other things that I just had to let go of. But there was one time where you were trying to let me sleep, and I could not go to sleep. I was just listening for everything. But I was determined to not get up and come out and help. And she would not stop crying, but I was like, he'll figure it out. He's her dad. He'll figure it out. Just like I figure it out. I literally cried out of frustration, and I kept like kicking the bed because I wanted to scream, and I was like, just stay here, just stay here. And sure enough, it was fine. Like, I don't know what you did, but you got her to calm down. She fell asleep, or she ate, or she did whatever.
But she expect me to be like her, but you only give me her for 3 minutes out of the day.
That's not true.
So how is a man supposed to learn how
That's
to deal
not
with his
true.
daughter if the mother keeps her all the time?
So we're working on that. I'm
not.
working on it.
Yeah, we definitely are.
You know.
Now she gives me so much more time. This is all in the beginning, FYI. But now she gives me so much more time.
I didn't realize I was doing it. I apologize. It must be hard for dads. And I don't know. Sorry to y'all. Because I don't know what the solution is. It's a strong attachment. And I'm sure, and we're going to talk in another episode about the whole like bonding thing and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was another protective mode that I really kind of had to like assess. Like, why am I feeling this way? How can I help myself feel more calm? And what is really the worst case scenario? And when she's with him, I know she's safe. Okay. But yeah, so basically, like we said, we posted today. How did you feel after posting?
I felt good. I was excited about it. I kept texting you like, how come the post is not up yet? We already said what we were going to write. We already picked the pictures. Where is the post? Where is the post? Where is the post? And don't forget the hashtags.
Yeah.
So I was excited. I'm like, these pictures are beautiful. She's beautiful.
Yeah. Shout out to EC Visual Media, who has done
Eddie Controller.
Yeah, our pictures that we had the first week. Those pictures are from her first week, pretty much. So she looks a lot different because she was only like 1 week old at that time. And then he also did our baby shower.
She looks different, yes.
She's gained 5 pounds. She looks different.
Fit.
She looks like a little chunkamunka now. Her complexion has changed a little bit as well. Hair's gotten thicker. Yeah, everything's gotten thicker.
But yeah, shout out to EC_Visual Media, right?
Yes, who has come through for all of our
Eddie
photography needs. And also, I will say I felt excited and I felt fine after we posted. I thought I was going to be nervous. I thought I was going to want to take it down. But once we did, I felt like a sense of freedom. Like, okay, we can record some episodes now. We can, because we know y'all don't want to hear about nothing except the baby. So we're like, we can't post an episode about something random. Like,
because we do have episodes that are recorded, but they've been like, well, what are y'all talking about? And why are y'all talking about
where's the baby?
This? Where's the baby?
Where's the baby?
Just like when I call anybody, where's the baby? I FaceTime, where's the baby?
So now we're free to talk about it because we posted her. And now we can post other things because we've already got that first one out the way. We took the Band-Aid off.
Yes.
So I feel good. And everyone's responses, of course, were all positive, all encouraging, you know. So I'm excited, and it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be, but I'm glad that we waited. Because had I done it any sooner, I probably would have felt uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we waited.
Did we cover everything?
Yeah, we did.
Look at that, in under 30 minutes. That was my goal, but I didn't say it out loud.
Excuse us if we were rambling, y'all. It's first night back.
Literally first night back.
Talking. We ain't talked to nobody hardly outside this house. Well, I haven't. So
I go to work.
We're just talking.
I go to work. And you know what I be talking about at work? The baby.
Right.
You know what I be showing at work? The baby pictures. Anyhow, listen, guys. So we are trying to get our YouTube subscribers up. So if you're listening on the podcast, well, first of all, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you.
Yes. If
you're listening on the podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube page, Stoked to be the Stokes, exactly how it's spelled out. Yeah, Stoked to be the Stokes. Mm-hmm. If you're on YouTube, hit up our podcast. It's Stoked to be the Stokes. Am I forgetting something? Instagram, Stoked to be the Stokes.
And Facebook.
And our Facebook page. It's growing. And on each of them, we're trying to put different things so you're getting a different experience for them.
I forgot about that.
Even though it was the same picture today because we agreed on 3 pictures, but we're trying to give like a different experience. Our main goal is to give love, honesty, faith. What's the other one? And respect. Yeah, and talk all things love and light. So we're really just trying to get a light out there to people. So if you could just subscribe and follow on all those things, we really would appreciate that.
Oh, and we'll have a website soon. I know I keep saying this. I've been saying it for months. Y'all, please be patient with me.
I asked you not to sing in front of my daughter because I don't want her to catch your tone. I don't want her to have that tone, that throat tone.
But we're going to have I'm going to have blogs, life blogs.
I mean, my wife has been writing and I have been reading it. I said, "Oh, girl, this is what you was born to do." What? But yeah,
but what y'all don't know, or maybe you do, is Brian is also a very amazing writer. Not just when it comes to songs, like he's like poetic. He's really good at expressing his thoughts. So I'm really hoping that he's going to share some of his daddy views and hubby views.
We're gonna start with videos. I have some videos. Segment is called "Hey Dad."
That's fine too. So, because in our private conversations, he shares some things that I'm like, I feel like this could really help a lot of people. It's very relatable. You're not alone, and people need to know they're not alone. So y'all just pray us through. But like I said, on social media, we're really gonna try to go ahead and put things up and not be perfectionist about it. We just want to get it out there. I'm forgetting.
Yep. And on the podcast, please leave a review. That's what I always forget.
Yeah,
so leave 5 stars and leave a review there. And well, I can't say that, but we have some big news. I don't know when we can say it because I don't know when it's going to be done. But
I don't know what it is.
Please, the email yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Right,
yes.
right. But yeah. So we just want help a brother, help a sister, help a family out, please. But thank you for tuning. Okay, come on. All right. Your tone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Stoked to be the Stokes with Brian Lamar Stokes
And Ariana Stokes.
And remember, with love,
faith,
honesty,
and respect,
we'll get through anything.
You tried to play me. I was trying to do it in unison, and you made it a whole beat.
Oh, my beat. Anything. Love you guys. Love and light. Bye.
Love and light, isn't that what the new age people say?
Love and light. I don't know. Whatever. Bye.
It's like a vibe thing.
I don't know. Jesus is the light.
Yes, he is.
Get out of my face. Whatever.
The light of the world.